Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I wanted to make a nice 1,000 subscriber special. As you can tell, we are at over 1,500. Yeah, this one, I don't know why this one took so long to come up with. I decided to make a spiritual successor to my most popular video I've made so far, and that is the Gaming Apocalypse's I Would Survive tier list, which, if you haven't already checked it out, do yourself a favor, check it out, it's pretty good. This is going to be me ranking zombies in gaming, because a lot of you guys were mad that I didn't put in Left 4 Dead. A lot of you guys were mad when I didn't put in Dead Space, and like one person was mad I didn't put Plants vs. Zombies. And fair point. They were kind of snubbed. So I decided I was going to make a tier list video going over all of the most famous and sometimes lesser known zombies, putting them in a tier list from absolutely pathetic, weak-ass zombie to the GOAT of the zombies. With that intro out of the way, I think that criteria is going to do itself a pretty good service. Let's get into it. We're going to be starting with The Walking Dead. Pathetic. Absolutely garbage zombies. Listen. I said it in the last video. I've said it since in other videos I've made. Growing up is realizing that if the Walking Dead virus happened today, okay, and you just spawned in, I said 1 million last time, fuck it, 2.5 million zombies, and just scatter them out throughout the United States, we would pack that shit up in a 3-day weekend. Memorial Day weekend just happened, we would have gotten that cleared up in 3 days, and we'd have to go back to work on Tuesday. If you think I'm kidding, brother, as a country, okay, we have 46% of all the weapons in the world in private gun ownership. Think about that. We have enough guns in the United States that everybody can have a fucking loadout. It's roughly 2.5 guns per person. And that's me. I'm not talking about children. If we added children into there, I believe it's like 1.7. So every child could be strapped. Brother, we would get this done so quickly. The only way that I see, like, Walking Dead zombies actually being able to, like, win is that, I don't know, maybe you put them in Australia? But I think Australians would pack that shit up. I think their mentality alone would get it done. New Zealand, maybe? France? Like, even then, I think they'd be able to take care of it. But you put them in the United States, brother, we would get that done so quick, and it would be, we would ask for them to do it again. That's how much we would love it. Pathetic zombies. And as far as, like, the criteria, really it's in just terms of how much I like and respect them. I might just put it as difficulty of fighting said zombies, because that's probably the best way to do it. Pathetic either way. They are the most basic of zombies. I believe they are the one that kind of set off everybody wants to make a zombie game, which happened mysteriously a year afterwards. Walking Dead made its debut. 2 decades later, we still have zombie games being made, which is crazy, though. Pathetic, however. Left 4 Dead. The reason that I didn't include Left 4 Dead in the Apocalypse tier list is I'm just going to say it. Dying Light's better. It is. There's just no other way to say it. Like, it's Left 4 Dead, Dead Island, and Dying Light. And I didn't even include Dead Island on here because Left 4 Dead, Dying Light, they're so similar that I'm splitting hairs ranking them. However, I think Left 4 Dead is probably a perfect B tier. Perfect B tier. Let me explain something to you. Because you got the normal shambling zombies, you have the running zombies, and then you have these motherfuckers. All of the different types of zombies. I forgot their names because I will be real with you. I didn't play a lot of Left 4 Dead in my prime. However, I played a lot of Dying Light. And all I gotta say, due to the sheer amount of zombies, I do like what's going to separate it in terms of difficulty and how much I like them. It's just, I like when zombies do something different. I want them to make the zombie genre their own. And Left 4 Dead tried to do that with the different types of zombies and were the people to popularize it. I'm putting them in B tier for it, obviously. Dying Light. Let me explain something to you, okay? The reason there is no Dead Island is Dead Island would be in the same tier as Left 4 Dead. But Dying Light's going in A tier. Why is that? Because Dying Light has one of the coolest zombies in fiction. The volatile. If you want to create a zombies game right now, if you want to create your own spin, the volatile is the blueprint. The idea that a virus realizes that we're trying to cure it, so it creates a apex predator that its sole purpose is to kill humans. Not even to turn them, just to murk them. It makes it so its adrenaline is much higher. It runs faster than most people. It does parkour. Super strength, serrated claws. Like, that is such a cool idea that the virus that we're trying to cure creates an insurance policy for something that'll kill the humans, not even try to turn them. And that's what the volatile is. The only way that you can really kill it is that you have to hit it with UV light, which, again, what a cool gimmick. The zombies are worse at night, which would make sense because humans aren't nocturnal creatures for the most part. Dying Light will forever be one of my favorite zombies games ever made. However, I do think the United States military would be able to get it done. I think it would give us more trouble. I think volatiles alone would be murking a good, like, maybe 3 million people. I'm just gonna say that. The volatiles alone and the other types of zombies put it up in A tier. And they made zombies cool. Dying Light made zombies cool again for a little bit. They just absolutely messed it up in the sequel. If Dying Light wants to continue as a franchise, I want a prequel of how the virus got to the United States. That's what I want. Next up, The Last of Us. Okay, The Last of Us, I think there's just no other way to place it. We got to put it in A tier. A tier, I think I'm going to put it above Dying Light because they did something new, okay? They, instead of having the zombie virus be like this, just a normal virus, like, I believe, but the Dying Light one, it's either it came from aliens or it's a hyper-evolved version of rabies. This time, the Last of Us virus, it is a cordyceps. It is a fungus. And if you don't know how creepy fungus can be, look up cordyceps on ants. Like, they had a really cool explanation for how the zombie virus works. It's an airborne virus, despite if you were watching The Last of Us TV show. Okay, I just need to rant about that really quick. The reason that they didn't want to do it as an airborne virus is because they thought it would be a headache to film it if people were constantly wearing the gas mask. I'm not kidding you. That was part of the reason they kind of nerfed the zombies virus, which is so stupid, by the way. Like, it's not so bad that I thought the TV show was bad, but it was just like, really? You nerfed them? But yeah, no. The airborne virus in confined areas, so you kind of have to be out in the open. You have fucking clickers. Roll the audio. Yeah, nightmare fuel. I just have to remind you guys why they deserve an A tier. I mean, like, you got the Rat King, you got the big-ass zombies that are ballistic resistant, you have the runners that are still conscious, by the way, so they keep on talking to you, which is terrifying. A tier. I mean, like, I'm justifying it. Yeah, it's A tier. No question. Next up, Days Gone. Days Gone. This one's a tough one, actually. Days Gone might be a good... Okay, let me go over my justification before I get a placement, because I have to get to my train of thought here. What makes Days Gone zombies so good to me is they are probably the best representation of the runner zombies, okay? These fuckers do not walk, they do not speed walk. They are dead sprinting at you like Usain Bolt. They are coming in there to rip you apart. The sheer numbers of them, okay? I was confused how it was running on a PS4. Just the sheer amount of zombies that you are going to have to deal with. I mean, that alone, like... I like the swarm zombies. That earns a place in my heart because World War Z is one of my favorite zombies movies ever made. But on top of that, this thing can spread to animals. Brother, you have wolves that can get it. You have crows that can get it. You have bears that can get it. Dude, like there's something about a virus that turns animals off of peaceful mode and into hardcore mode. I think, honestly, okay, I can't keep giving out A tiers. If you have to be better than Days Gone to get an A tier. If you're worse, you have to be lower than that. It's the sheer amount of zombies that you're going to be having to deal with. The different types of zombies you're going to have to be dealing with. The fact that it can spread the animal, like, dog. If animals knew how easily they could pack us up, we would be in trouble. And this virus makes that a possibility. A-, easily. Minecraft zombies. C tier. Yup. Minecraft zombies, in my mind, are more difficult than Walking Dead zombies because at least Minecraft zombies have a little bit of hustle, and along with that, the babies can run fast as fuck. And they can ride chickens! You think I'm joking? No, the baby zombies can ride chickens that are fast. They also spawn with armor. I mean, like, yeah, C tier. I think C tier is a pretty valid one. Steve can still beat him to death with his bare hands. I still think we would pack them up pretty easily, but they're better than Walking Dead, which are pathetic. The Flood. The GOAT. The GOAT. Absolutely no question. Where I like the Dying Light volatile because it is a zombie that is specifically made as the apex predator to the humans. The Flood is a hive mind parasite that learns how to eradicate whatever is fighting it. Like, for example, a little quick Flood lore, by the way. The reason that they weren't included on the Apocalypse tier list, because the whole point of the Flood is we cannot allow them to reach a certain amount of power, or there is no Apocalypse, they're just fucking us up. You cannot survive the Flood. There is no surviving the Flood. Dude, they had to self-delete everybody in existence in the universe in order to kill off the Flood. That's what the Halo rings were. The Halo rings were the great self-deletion of the universe. The whole reason that there's life anywhere is that before it was done, the Forerunners were able to take genetic samples from every living creature, and the moment that there was no life detected in the universe, so they know that they killed the Flood, they were going to basically spawn in life again. Yeah, that is the lore of the Flood. They eradicated everything. They made the Forerunners become AI. We ain't winning that, absolutely, but I love the concept of a parasite that learns how to eradicate its prey. The fact that it can reach, like, super genius level IQ. The fact that it can pilot ships because it learns how to build and pilot them from whatever it kills. It can learn battle tactics by taking out soldiers and generals. Bro. Hey, the GOAT of zombies. Dead Space. Oh. Okay. You know what? I'm changing it from the GOAT. I'm changing it from the GOAT to GOATed. Dead Space is goated. It is. The whole reason that it wasn't included on the Apocalypse is because technically they didn't take out all of humanity yet. Like, it was able to take out a few substations and a few ships, wasn't able to take out the entirety of humanity. Because if you gave it the chance, it would absolutely no-diff the entirety of humanity, except for Isaac. Dude, where do I even begin? The fact that this thing, the markers that it sends people, okay? So the markers is like those little spinny things, there's a picture of it. They send it to a planet that they think has life. And it influences their evolution to make it so it can create another marker to call the Brethren Moons. The Brethren Moons, I shit you not, are these moon-sized pieces of biomass that the Dead Space virus uses after killing a whole planet's worth of people. Imagine all of the biomass on the planet, okay? Imagine all of the humans, the dogs, the cats, the animals. All of their flesh and bone and blood gets melted together. And that becomes a moon that floats through space and takes out another alien planet. Fuck that. Not to mention that you can't kill it with a headshot. You have to dismember it to take it out. Brother, the GOAT. It's when you're fighting a necromorph, it's not even like, oh, I'm taking out these zombies. It's, I'm fighting for my damn life. Goated. Goated zombies. Absolutely no question in my mind. World War Z. This was, I can't put it. I think Left 4 Dead. Okay. World War Z was a great movie because it was the first piece of TV show or movies that was done well, the running zombies. Up till then, all zombies were slow. Think about that. World War Z was the movie to introduce the running zombie. And that's why I think people think don't get me wrong, it's hard, and I think we would have trouble with it. I think we would still get it done. But outside of its running zombies, that's about it. B tier, I mean, I'll give you that because it took them a decade to figure out that zombies might be able to run. B tier zombies, other than that. Oh, and the reason World War Z is here is because they did make a World War Z video game. That is the criteria. And next one, Plant vs. Zombies. I would probably say maybe better than Minecraft Zombies in terms of like creativity, difficulty. I know somebody's going to be hitting me with like Plants vs. Zombies lore and say, oh, well, the zombies were able to take out the entirety of humanity. I'm sorry, I'm not reading all that. Plants vs. Zombies, I mean, what really are they bringing? You have a few different types of zombies, but they got murked by a fucking plant. C tier, there's nothing left to say. Resident Evil. I don't want to have to do, because the last three, okay, is Resident Evil, Call of Duty Zombies, and Ghouls from Fallout. Only one of these can be getting A tier. And I'm gonna put this at the top of B tier. To beat out, to be an A tier, you have to be better than Resident Evil. Where do I begin with here? I think we would be cooked. The fact is these are biological weapons that were constructed from the T-virus. I know my Resident Evil lore isn't the best. I'm better in other games. But the biological weapons that you're fighting are borderline supernatural later on in the series. I mean, like, I'm sorry, Resident Evil villains. They're basically supernatural entities. Yeah, no, they're fucking us up, brother. There's just no way else to say it. Super soldiers, zombies, whatever the fuck that thing is. What are you gonna do? We're cooked. I have to give them credit. The reason that they're gonna be going, you know what? I have to put them in A tier. I do have to put them in A tier. Purely because the amount of creativity that they put into it. It would be blasphemous to put it in B+. I'm gonna do that. I think that's fair. Okay. Next up, Call of Duty Zombies. Call of Duty Zombies. I mean, it probably was the most fun I had playing a zombies game. I'll say it right now. When I heard that the next Call of Duty game was going to have round-based zombies and they were going to make it in the style of a Black Ops 2 and make it as similar to that as possible, dude, no lie, a tear nearly came into my eye. Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 were the prime years of zombies. I remember waking up early on a Saturday to watch a 1-hour video of going through Easter eggs in the Call of Duty Zombies mode. Like, that is some of the peak moments of happiness in my life. Like, I am so heavily biased. Ugh. I had some cereal that nearly did me in, damn. Call of Duty Zombies, I mean, like, on top of that, you have the types of zombies. The fact that this is like a multiversal level threat later on. However, I'm going to put it in B tier. B+. You have to be better than Call of Duty Zombies to make it in the A tier. And I think that is going to be a really good gatekeeper. I love Call of Duty Zombies. It is the perfect mid of all of them. And finally, the ghouls from Fallout. Listen, well, do they do anything great? Not really. They are just radioactive people that got hit with the nuclear bomb radiation that sometimes go crazy, sometimes don't. They basically have radioactive Alzheimer's. That is the consensus on the lore on it. So, I mean, like, it's cool, and they run at you, and they slash at you, but I mean, like, I'll put them above World War Z because it is a cool idea that they can also be intelligent. Like, I would like there to be another faction in Fallout where it's just all ghouls. And then they use, like, feral ghouls as basically, like, their tracking dogs, and they will use that to take out the people. But then the intelligent ghouls are the ones that are, like, the head honchos, like, the ruler of whatever their place is called. I think that is a missed concept in Fallout. I know they did something with that, like, with Necropolis. I think they need to bring it back. I think it's a cool idea in fiction. But I think B tier above World War Z Zombies is a valid placement. And there you go. Though that is mine. Zombies tier list for gaming. To what do you think I missed in the comment section down below? What do you think about my placement? And if you haven't already, please consider like, comment, subscribe. It means the absolute most to me. And I will see you all next time. Adios, everybody.